Friends, the story begins with the killer, who was roaming with a weapon in his hand, and hidden under this floor was a couple whose friends the killer had put to eternal sleep, and now it was their turn. So, both were hiding here, very scared and frightened. The girl was so terrified that even after the boy repeatedly tried to calm her down, she wouldn't quieten but kept crying. Meanwhile, the boy mustered up the courage to decide to go out and get help. And just as he turned to go outside, the killer immediately attacked him, and, with the weapon he was holding, cut off his neck and threw it towards the girl. Upon seeing this, the girl let out a scream and started running away quickly to save her life. But alas, she couldn't escape the killer's captivity, and the killer mercilessly killed her too. After this, some articles are shown, which were about Charlie's farm. Until today, whoever had gone there never came back, and they were declared missing in the newspapers. After this dangerous intro, the scene shifts to a couple named Jason and Natasha, along with a man named Mike, who was Jason's friend. Jason and Mike were planning to go somewhere. Then Mike says to Jason, "Why don't we all go to Charlie's farm, considered the best horror place? Although a family used to live there before, they were cannibals." So, the town people eliminated that entire family, and today that house spread over 1,000 acres is completely deserted and abandoned. Therefore, camping there will be a different fun altogether. Hearing all this, Jason agrees to go to Charlie's farm, and Natasha calls her friend Melanie to join the trip. However, Melanie and Natasha didn't know where they were going. Well, the next day, Melanie arrives with her luggage. Mike flirts with Melanie, trying to make a move on her, and Melanie also likes Mike's joking style. Then all four get into a jeep and set off on their trip. This fun-filled journey was quite long. Evening was approaching, so they all went to a pub to try and find the exact location of the farm. But no one there would tell them the address, which was quite strange. Seeing this, Mike goes to an old man named Blue and inquires about Charlie's farm. Blue tells him, "Many years ago, I also went there with my friends, and that place is really very dangerous. So, don't you guys go there." But Mike doesn't listen to him and comes out with his friends. To stop him, Blue's partner comes to Mike and again warns him not to go there. Annoyed by this, Mike gets into a fight with him, and in anger, that man gives Mike the address of Charlie's farm, where death was waiting for them all. According to the given address, Charlie's farm was still quite far. So, they decided to camp under the open sky for the night. Sitting around the lit fire, Natasha refuses to go to Charlie's farm, because everyone had said the place was dangerous. But Melanie wanted to go there to experience that horror house. Mike says to them, "Let me tell you the full story of Charlie's farm that I heard in my childhood. In the 80s, a couple named John and Meredith lived there happily with their child, Charlie. This family was called the Cannibal family, because they had killed and eaten many people who worked on the farm. John's targets were mostly girls, whom he would tie to the bed and physically torture. Meanwhile, Meredith would kill them, cook them, and feed the family. Charlie's favorite food was ribs, human ribs, which he ate with great relish. Charlie was a psycho child who was quite ugly. The family was living their life like this. But when farmers started disappearing from the town, one day some people, including Blue, went to that family's house, because everyone had realized this family were cannibals. But John didn't accept his mistake, and in anger, Blue killed John. Meanwhile, Meredith escaped through the back door of the house with Charlie. When the town people entered the house to search for her, they found many dead bodies of people who had been mercilessly killed. Meanwhile, Meredith and Charlie escaped, and it is said that Charlie is still alive today. After hearing this horror story, Natasha was terrified, but Mike convinced her it was just a rumor, so they should go. Natasha also agreed. The next morning, to reach Charlie's farm, Jason calls his friend Tony. Tony says, "You guys shouldn't go there. It's better if you don't." But Jason was adamant about going. So, he insists Tony tell him the address, and Tony also gives him the location and tells him to stay alert. After this, the four continue their journey in a fully excited mood and soon reach near Charlie's farm. The gate was locked, and the jeep couldn't go further. So, leaving the jeep there, they proceed on foot. After walking about 2 km, they finally reach Charlie's farm, which was in a pretty bad state. But still, they were very happy to see it and quickly went inside the house, where filth was spread all around. While visiting the house, they see a room whose door is locked. But after a little effort, Mike opens the door. When everyone goes inside to look, they find a teddy bear from Charlie's childhood, which Melanie finds very cute, so she decides to keep it with her. Although Natasha tells her not to, she doesn't listen and puts the teddy in her bag. When Jason goes into one room, he sees bloodstains on the floor. This was the same room where a girl named Ava was tortured. Here the story shifts to the past. When the town people entered the house, they found Ava's dead body, split in half. There were also dead bodies of some other people present, which were in a rotten condition, as if they had been there for years. When the town people didn't see Meredith and Charlie, they started searching for them, and soon caught Meredith. But Charlie wasn't with her because Meredith had hidden him somewhere earlier. Meredith told people that he had died a year ago. Believing this lie, the people killed Meredith too. And Charlie was watching all this while hiding. Mike was the one narrating this whole story, which made the other three a little nervous. But then Mike calms everyone down and sends them to their rooms to sleep. At night, while Melanie is sleeping with Charlie's teddy bear beside her, suddenly she sees a tall, broad man in front of her. But being in deep sleep, she ignores it and goes back to sleep. The next day, two more people, Gordon and Elisa, arrive at Charlie's farm. They meet the group and explain that they are there to search for their friends who went missing weeks ago, likely referring to the initial couple from the intro. Well, everyone sits down, has breakfast, and starts talking about Charlie's farm. Meanwhile, Melanie goes to get Charlie's teddy bear but can't find it in her bag. She accuses Mike of stealing it, but Mike flatly denies taking the teddy. Hearing this, Melanie tells everyone that someone came into the room last night and probably took the teddy. But no one believes her. Then everyone divides into pairs and sets out to explore the farm. On the way, they see many abandoned cars parked, whose owners were nowhere to be found. But still, these people aren't scared and keep moving forward. They don't know that someone is watching them. Well, Mike and Melanie find a pit drowned in darkness. A very terrible stench was coming from it. But it was so dark they couldn't see anything and moved on. Further ahead, Mike and Melanie find a lake, and both go in for a swim. On the other side, Elisa and Gordon are shown finding an axe outside a warehouse. Gordon picks it up, but it looked quite dangerous. So, Elisa orders Gordon to leave the axe there and takes him inside the warehouse. A bed was there, the one Charlie slept on, but they don't understand this. Just as they are coming out, suddenly Charlie attacks Gordon's chest with the axe, killing him. Meanwhile, Elisa quickly closes the door and hides in a corner to save her life. But Charlie breaks the door and enters. Seeing his terrifying, demon-like form, Elisa is utterly horrified. Within minutes, Charlie finds Elisa, knocks her unconscious, and then, laying her on the ground, mercilessly crushes her head with a tractor tire, killing her. Meanwhile, Tony is getting very worried about his friends. So, he immediately sets out for Charlie's farm to check on them. On the other side, we see Natasha and Jason, who also find a warehouse-like place. Only Jason goes inside. Meanwhile, let's see Mike and Melanie, who were sharing some romantic moments in the lake. But suddenly Melanie screams because Charlie was standing in front of her. But Mike isn't scared at all upon seeing Charlie, and confidently gets out of the lake to talk to him, because he had ruined the mood by interrupting their romance. So, he goes up to him and starts insulting him. But Charlie isn't affected, he just keeps laughing. Then suddenly, with the weapon in his hand, he cuts off Mike's private parts, separates them from his body, and stuffs them into Mike's mouth. Right there, Mike dies writhing in pain. Now Charlie's next target was Melanie. So she gets out of the lake and quickly starts running away. But she can't escape Charlie. Charlie quickly catches her, throws her to the ground, and mercilessly tears off her lower jaw, killing her. By evening, Tony also arrives at Charlie's farm. When he goes inside to look, his friends aren't there. But yes, on one wall, the names of all those whom Jason, Melanie and the other friends had written as a memory are there. So, he starts searching for them. On the other side, we see Natasha, who was now waiting for Jason to come out. But after a long time, when Jason doesn't come out, she goes inside herself, and is surprised to see that Jason isn't there. But then she hears Jason's voice from under the bed. Scared and frightened, he tells Natasha that he saw someone here with a dangerous-looking weapon. Although initially, Natasha thinks it's a prank. But when Charlie arrives, she believes Jason, and both sit quietly. Before Charlie can make them his prey, Tony arrives and starts fighting with Charlie. Seizing the opportunity, Natasha and Jason try to escape. But then Charlie tore out Tony's throat, killing him, and moved towards Jason. Before Jason could understand anything, Charlie mercilessly slit his throat, killing him. And as Natasha tried to run away, Charlie caught her. When she opened her eyes, she was trapped in a wooden box. Breaking free, Natasha easily got out and was shocked to see rotten bodies all around. Then she saw an exit staircase. Just as she tried to climb the stairs, Charlie arrived, but Natasha hid before he could see her. As soon as Charlie left, Natasha desperately tried to get out, and suddenly Blue arrived. He pulled her up and started running away with her. But then Charlie struck Blue with an axe, killing him too. Now it was Natasha's turn. So, mustering courage, she quickly took Blue's gun, shot Charlie, and knocked him to the ground, then immediately ran towards the truck. But then Charlie appeared there, shot Natasha, killed her, then picked up her body and carried it away. And with this, the movie ends. So friends, how did you like this story? It was interesting, right? So, like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon.